Good luck, boys.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, guys. Here we are.
Nice to see you.
Very nice to see you all.
GM?
Guys, I've got a tiny issue with the sound. Bad timing. I'll just try to change my setup.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you at least.
Okay, that's nice. I try to lively debug this. And we'll rejoin from the other brother maybe. But hey everyone, thanks for joining. Sorry, it's live. We have some tiny issue. For some reason, it's only me. That's look bad. I will try to fix it in 1 minute.
Yo, so many names I've never seen here before. That's incredible. Yo, Ravender, Kingsoft, SDG, Annalyn, how you guys doing? Are you excited? Friday, lunchtime-ish? And we're live with you guys. Galactica Network is
That was crazy.
Nice.
Holy
Yeah,
moly.
that went, yeah.
Little reverb.
Hyping up the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Just waking up. Anyone
yeah.
who wasn't aware this is happening on, had it on the tab somewhere, now they know.
Exactly.
What are
Many
you guys
people
expecting from this live? I'm truthfully, I have no idea if there's a presentation going, if there's something happening that we'll see. What do you guys think?
We have a little demo showing how the zkCeremony works. So that to give a little tutorial for everyone to see how it works, how they can contribute. And then the ceremony is opening and open for a week. So everyone has time to make his contribution, wait for his turn, and so on. And if people want, they can also audit the code to check that it's all legit. So that's why it's a week long. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've been working on this stuff a lot. Happy that it's now we can open it to the public. And then if it's done, we can really go live on mainnet with those zk proofs. And everyone can trust in the security of this.
Yeah.
Thomas is muted.
Yeah. No, we can't hear you, man. God damn.
Unfortunately, I can also not lip read.
Yeah.
I wonder why you guys didn't just use StreamYard. What is crypto new asking? When mainnet, I guess. Welcome everyone. Thomas broke our ears. Yes, he did. When TGE. Every time I say Galactica, I wish to have the same effect. Yes, Mike. Not in the long run, though. Hello, Pierre. I am here indeed. Let's go, Thomas. Yes, tech issues.
Yeah. Of course, like right now.
Otherwise, there's no fun. There's no fun.
Yeah, right. No challenge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want, while we're waiting for Thomas, maybe I can already start giving out some infos on what we're doing in the ceremony, how it works.
I think I'm in. Finally.
Hey, there he is.
Great. Nice. Good job.
Nice.
And we will make sure to cut this when we publish the video on YouTube. So let's pretend nothing happened, if you like, and I will just start from scratch. So welcome everyone, and thanks for joining. Sorry for the small hiccup. Thanks for joining us for this very important step towards the Galactica mainnet. So we are here today with some familiar faces, our closest partners and friends. We have Jens from Synthetica, we have Benji from Swissborg, we have our lead dev, Frederic, aka the God of Code. That's a new nickname I invented for you, by the way. Hope you like it. But the menu of today is quite straightforward. We'll be together for like 20 minutes. I think, Frederic, you will explain what is the ceremony about, why it matters, and how we are doing it. Then, if I manage to do it, I will share my screen and do the ceremony live. So now I feel a bit uneasy about this, but we'll see. And but you will see just clicking a few buttons, and it's super smooth and easy. But maybe just before that, for maybe the new faces in the audience that don't know our guests, can you guys please introduce a bit yourself, your company, and how you guys are leveraging, so that's more for you, Jens, how you guys are leveraging the Galactica stack in your project. So maybe, Jens, you can go first, and then Benji's for you.
Sure, sounds good. Well, hi guys. I've met a few of you already. I've been to a couple of AMAs, but for those new who don't know me, I am Jens. I'm with Synthetica. As always, it's super nice to be here, talking with this amazing community. And, having the zkCeremony sort of is a testament to what Galactica is building and how, we're all building together. So we are working very closely with the Galactica team on bringing institutional BTC yield on-chain through a liquid staking token. And we are using the Galactica tech stack for the CK KYC and the compliance overall. So super nice to be here as always. Looking forward to see where this zkCeremony will go.
Thanks, Jens. Benji, I think as we are sharing a lot of community members from Galactica and Swissborg, I'm sure you're very famous already in our community, but if you can please reintroduce yourself a bit.
Hey guys, I'm Benji. I work for Swissborg as a loyalty product manager, which means everything that's to do with retention and activation. Before that, I was in marketing, which is why a lot of you may recognize my face. Sorry about that, by the way. And the way that we've contributed to Galactica, I think mostly right now is through the KYC system that you can do directly, that definitely all of you here in the comments know about. And secondly, we've launched a token some time ago through our launchpad. So you could already have some Galactica tokens, and I don't know how long ago that was, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. I'm lost the track of time, but you could already purchase them before they were ever out on the Swissborg app. So that's how we helped, at least a little bit.
Exactly. That was more than a year ago, I think, the alpha with Galactica and Swissborg. But man, I miss working together. Like we had some good time almost 2 years ago, when we were in the same team. For those who didn't know. Miss the time. You should apply for a job in Galactica, man. Yeah, you will enjoy it a lot. Frederic, maybe do you want to tell us a bit about what you're doing? Because I just say the code where it's not super precise, doesn't make sense. So maybe if you want to explain a bit where you're involved in Galactica, and then we can just jump into what is the ceremony about and why it matters.
Yeah, sure. My name is Frederic. You can find me on Discord, Twitter, and a couple other platforms as a star. I am part of the Galactica development team, so I have a background in computer science, and at Galactica I'm helping develop the smart contracts, the zero knowledge circuits, so that you can actually do proofs about your data while keeping the details confidential. And I'm also doing a lot of integrations between different parts of the chain, the back end, the front end, and helping integrate different projects into our system. Then let's go straight ahead on what we're actually doing today, the zkCeremony. And why it's important is because at the heart of Galactica, this is the feature set about compliant privacy. So all the idea or the stuff, you own your own data. You can keep it private, but still make statements about this data and prove them on chain, so that you can show that you're compliant, for example, without disclosing anything else. And for example, I could prove that I'm at least 18 years old without telling anyone my birthday or something like this. And this is really cool because it unlocks a lot of strong use cases that were not really practical before on a public blockchain. So everything regarding KYC, civil resistance, or showing that you're compliant to use finance projects on chain. And what we use to solve this challenge is some fancy cryptography called zero-knowledge proofs. More specifically, we're using zk-snarks. And what they do is quite complex, but to break it down, I would explain it like one of the steps is that they are transforming the statement you're trying to prove. So, for example, that you're at least 18 years old, into an equivalent statement about two polynomials being the same. And then you can compare those two polynomial functions at specific coordinates to check if this is the same, and then your proof checks out. But this is not happening in clear text, but instead it's happening in an encrypted form. And this can be done because the property of equality stays the same no matter if you encrypt it or not. And to make sure that no one can create fake proofs about some data, we need some cryptographic parameters, and they are commonly called the common reference string, or CRF. And to explain it, I think you can think of them as something like a public-private key pair, where we want to keep the public key so everyone can encrypt the proofs he's generating and also encrypt it when trying to verify something. But you want to throw away the private key so nobody can reverse engineer the system. And so what we need is this common reference string. And what we're building in the ceremony is the trust that this private part, the secret contribution, has been thrown away, and nobody can use that to create fake proofs. And in the ceremony, we want to go from what we had before, which is trust in that one party did this and threw away their private key, to going to a one of n system where you only have to trust that at least one participant was honest and threw away their secret contribution. And in the trusted ceremony, each of us and each of the viewers can make a contribution, so that we iteratively build up this common reference string in layers. And then the trust is really high because there are a lot of people and you only need to trust that one of them did it honestly.
So if I can try maybe to explain with my own words, because it helps me a bit to reformulate, and maybe will help also more people in the audience. Basically, the Galactica and from the Cyberbook, you can generate zk proofs, and these are very important. They are tied to your identity, and you will use it in the protocol to prove some criteria. And these proofs are generated from a wallet. And because we don't want anyone to be able to modify this proof to be like super safe and strong, we want to generate this proof from a wallet no one can control, basically. So this ceremony is about creating the private key of this wallet that will generate all the proof. And we want to make sure that no one can ever know the private key, so no one can get control to this wallet. So like when we participate in the ceremony, it's like a sequential event where we are like one by one, we create a tiny part of this private key, and then we combine all together our unique participation to create the final private key. And we make sure to put our own contribution to the trash, so we don't have access to the own tiny piece that we created. I don't know if it's super technically true, but that's at least how I understand it.
It's a good simplification, explaining how it works.
So do you, just for the people who wonder how to participate, so we will share a link in the chat very soon. And to participate, what do you need? Not much. You just need to have access to a browser. So you do it directly from either your computer or your mobile phone. And you just need to connect via a GitHub account. So the same way you can connect sometime from Google or from, I don't know, Apple. Here we connect from a GitHub account. If you don't have an account right now, don't worry about it. This will be open for an entire week. So it's very not time sensitive. And then we will show it live in 2 minutes, but you just need to click on one button to contribute. And this process will take some time, maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, depending on the CPU you have on your device. And once it's done, don't close the window, because you will be able to see the proof that you participated. And it's nice to take a screenshot if you want to prove your participation. This will be useful because we will have in the Cypher book a quest where by participating in the ceremony, you are able to get a lot of reputation points, which mean increased GNet airdrop. Frederic, do you want to explain a bit the approach we took
Sure.
with the ceremony? Because we could have basically built our own thing from scratch, but we decided to go open source. So just want to explain a bit the decision, why we took this decision, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So the technical approach is based on proven and reliable open source components. So the basis for our zk circuits and generating verifying proofs is Circum2 and zkJS. And on top of this, what we're now doing for the ceremony is using Potion and definitely setup. These are two tools that have been created by the privacy and scaling exploration teams of the Ethereum Foundation. So huge thank you to them for creating and sharing this. And you might ask yourself why you need this infrastructure if you want to build this decentralized ceremony where everyone is contributing on his own machine. And the reason for this is that the contributions happen in sequence. So every participant gets the intermediate results from the predecessor, then does its contribution and passes on the results to the next participant. And the Potion backend is doing the scheduling of this. So it has queues for each circuit, making sure that you wait for the predecessor. It has a mechanism to throw out people that are blocking the process, because maybe you try to participate, but then your Wi-Fi broke down or something like this. And it also has a verification step to make sure that every contribution is indeed consistently building on the previous one. And there are two options how you can contribute. The first one is your command line tool. This is nice because it's easy to audit and it doesn't get influenced by something like browser extensions. So this is why it's simple. And there's also the web-based version called Definitely Setup. This is what we're going to show you later, where you just need the browser to open a web page that already has all the zkJS infrastructure running there.
So
and we created
now the browser version. Does it work? Can you see it? Just to make sure
Yeah, I can see it. So we have a docs page on docs.galactica.com about the ceremony, where you can find the link. We can also post it here. You can find it under ceremony.galactica.com. Then you go to the Galactica zk ceremony, and this is the user interface. You already see a couple profile pictures of the linked of the connected GitHub accounts of people who are already contributing. And at the beginning, there's this red dot that gives you a little tutorial tour of the page. Then you can log in at the top right. There's the login button where you connect your GitHub account. By the way, we're using GitHub because there you can also post the hash of your contribution, so that after the ceremony, everyone can double check that those hashes are actually included in the result. And after logging in, you see in the middle there the contribute button. And if you click that, the website asks for the Potion backend to put you into the queue. And then it waits until it's your turn. So at the moment, you have to wait for 8 other people to finish the first circuit. And then the website is doing all the steps like creating this randomness, doing the contribution. That's a bit computationally expensive, by the way. So it might take 1 to 2 minutes per circuit. And we have 6 of them in total in the ceremony. And the website is just going through them automatically. And so you have to wait first until it's your turn. Then you have to wait for the website to do the computation. And then at the end, you will see an attestation button there where you can go to Twitter and then post that you have contributed. And it also shares the link to your GitHub post where there's the hash of the contribution.
So now basically we can see that, yeah, as you said, I'm in the queue, 8 people before me, and we have already 6 people who contributed, who finished the entire setup, the entire ceremony. And we need to do the process for each of the zk proof that we can generate. So we have one for the zk KYC, one for the age, the number of Twitter followers, so all of that. And in the future, when we create new proof, we will need to go through this entire setup again, but that's just clicking a button.
That's an important point because the trusted setup ceremony for snarks is specific to the circuit. So for each kind of zk proof that you have, like proving your age, proving that you're not from a sanctioned country, or proving that you're a real human with a Twitter account or whatever, there's a specific circuit for that. And if there are new versions of those circuits, or if someone in the community creates a new circuit that he wants to run on Galactica, we can create a new ceremony for that. And the nice thing is that now we have this infrastructure. So you can either approach us and we host it on this site, or you can fork the code we have here that's available on GitHub and then run it yourself.
Exactly. So I think we won't wait for my contribution to go through because it may take, maybe 1 hour for 8 people to do and then mine.
It is this estimate there. But if you want, what you could do is you could open a new browser window and then go to the test ceremony. That should be much quicker. And then you can show people how the end looks like and what they can share to also get the quest line.
I will try, but I'm a bit afraid to break again my connection, to be honest.
I'm sorry.
And now we have 7 people who passed it, so it means at least one of you guys finished the setup. Okay, now I will change what I'm sharing just to show the other tab. Which one is it? It's this one. This is a test one, so it's not the real, but just to...
Yes.
as you see, test ceremony ending in 2 days, so we contribute. And we'll see this will... it goes very fast.
And at the bottom, you see a couple statistics about the circuit. There are also links to the source code. If you want to double check that what we did makes sense, you can go there. And this one is much slower, so it also should work faster.
Nice, yeah, we can see stuff happening. And probably very soon, contribution is valid. I've provided for all circuits. And I should be able to click, Now we have the attestation button. If I click on it, it will open, you can see it because I'm sharing the other tab, but it opens basically a Twitter post saying like, yay, I made my contribution, please do yours, and let's vibe together. That is basically. But I think we went through everything. Did I forget something, Eric?
One more note I would like to mention is that first you have a week to participate. So even if now maybe the queue is quite big with, I don't know, tens of people trying to participate, and if you don't want to wait now, you can also do it tomorrow, overnight, whatever. But it would be nice if you want to participate that you keep the browser window open so that when it's the turn of your browser that it can actually do the work. and it doesn't have to wait for the timeout of someone who had the browser window go to sleep mode or something like this, and then they're thrown out of the queue and have to try again.
Yeah, good advice. So just to summarize, anyone can participate from browser, either desktop or mobile. You just need a GitHub account. This will stay open for 7 days, and you need to wait for the people for you to finish. So if it's crowded, just come back a bit later. And anyway, we will send a post on Twitter and Discord with all the explanation, and also with the link to the Cypherbook quest. So yeah, Benji, Jens, Frederic, thanks a lot for coming, for explaining, for vibing with us. It's nice to see some friends' faces. And yeah, I guess we can wrap it up nice and easy.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone who's participating. This means a lot because everyone who is participating helps making sure that the zk circuits and the proofs behind them are actually legit, and nobody can create fake proofs. And if there's a number of, there are many people who participated, or if there are even some prominent people who participated, I think it's a good sign to the community and everyone who comes later and finds Galactica, that they can see that what we're doing is legit. They can see this ceremony has been done properly, and they can trust in the system we're building.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining, and thanks for participating, and see you soon on Twitter, X, or Discord. See you, guys.
Thank you so much, guy.
Have a good time. Bye-bye.
Really appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Jens. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. I appreciate it.